Morning. So, in total, we've got 26 orders leaving DM Collectors Lounge over the weekend. It's been like mad busy. It's what we want to see. Great news. So, I've done a lot of the packing yesterday on Sunday. Back here Monday morning to show you my three favourite collectibles to leave the store. I'm looking at them now, and it's very hard for me to decide what to start with. So, either figure, wrestling, or a t-shirt. We're going to start with a t-shirt, just because it is like really rare and I'm not going to get it into the store again. So this sold. It's going global shipping program. It's an absolute beauty. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these parcels 2 secs. So now we've got that out of the way, in at number one, just because there are some really good collectibles to leave the store, we've got this 1992 Freddie Mercury tribute concert t-shirt. So this was held at Wembley Stadium and it was for AIDS awareness. Like, Freddie Mercury, only icons can bring icons together. It would have been, I don't even know. I'm going to show you the back of the t-shirt, but I have no idea if you went to this concert, like, at what point do you go to the toilet? Because it's just like absolute, it's legend after legend, some huge names on the back. I hope you can see it, but I'll read some out to you in a second. But yeah, it's an absolute beauty. Like, just imagine being at that concert. David Bowie, Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Elton John, who else? Brian May, George Michael, Metallica, Mick Ronson, Spinal Tap, Lisa Stansfield, Roger Taylor, U2, Paul Young, like some like massive names. And as for the t-shirt itself, it definitely captures that history. And in terms of the condition, it's not in like fantastic condition. I always talk about the colour. So with the colour, you can see the black has faded. This would have been solid black, but given it's from the 1990s, the print is in like very good condition. There's like slight cracking, but you can clearly tell what the shirt is for. And then the fact that there's like no holes on the shirt is like a really good sign. Vintage clothing, it's on the rise. So I've got no doubt that the person buying this, if they're buying this as a collectible, it will only go up in value. And one of the downsides, I was thinking about it, like one of the downsides to me, and the way that I run my eBay business, is that sometimes, because I don't just focus on one niche, say like shirt collectors, they might not want to follow my story because I also sell like film memorabilia, action figures, and so they don't want to be bombarded with different categories where, say, a person could buy this shirt who has a vintage t-shirt shop, and they might already have a buyer lined up at double the price because they're getting that clientele in, whereas maybe that's like a downside to the way that I run my business. But it's basically, I try and do what makes me happy with the business, and that's focusing on 4 different categories that bring nostalgia and are of interest to me now. So I will always follow that. But like, such a nice t-shirt, and I'm sure you can see why I've got this in at number one. But we'll get this packed up and sent on to them. Now I think it's going, like I said, global shipping, and it's a repeat buyer. So I don't know in the past if they've bought music scarves off me, or they bought the Queen t-shirts that sold recently. But I think they've bought scarves off me in the past, some 80s gig scarves. But yeah, this is a beauty, and it's very easy to pack first to get me started, so that's good. So that's number one packed up. On to number two now, and we're going to go for the Rocky figure, just because, yeah, they're some of my favourite figures. So this is a Rocky figure from the Rocky Balboa final film, and it's made by a toy company, NECA. I always say, like, NECA for me, they're one of the, if not the best at making collectible figures, just because I love the size of the figures. The displays look great, attention to detail on the figures also look amazing. So yeah, on this one, It's the video game, the animated series of Rocky Balboa. So if you've watched Rocky, it's the part where ESPN do a bit of like a TV series on a simulation where a past fighter takes on a present fighter, and in the film, Rocky Balboa takes on Mason Dixon to see who would win when they're both at the peak. And in the film, Rocky Balboa wins, and that's what like sparks the controversy. Mason Dixon ends up fighting Rocky in the ring. But out of all of Rocky's opponents, I'd probably rank the Mason Dixon fight like the least favourite on my list, just because there isn't like the storyline in the film, like, love it. If I was reading a book, it'd be a great read, but in the film, I don't know why, but I think it was like my least favourite rivalry, because when I think about it, like the Apollo Creed first and second fight, there was like massive rivalry. After that, you've got Apollo Creed. You've got who've you got? Clubber Lang next, sorry, and then Apollo Creed obviously shifts and helps Rocky take on Apollo Creed, and then take on Clubber Lang too early. And then what is it next? Rocky 4, you've got Ivan Drago, where it's probably his toughest fight, and a massive rivalry in that Ivan Drago kills Apollo Creed. And then Rocky 5, you've got Tommy Gunn. Again, the storyline's great because he builds Tommy Gunn up, and then Tommy Gunn turns on him, and it's a street fight. Like, who doesn't love a street fight? So yeah, like all really good stories. But with the Rocky and Mason Dixon, it just didn't really connect with me that much. But the film was still great because it's probably got one of the most iconic Rocky speeches of all time.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Yeah, still a great film, but the fight itself isn't probably my favourite. But yeah, get this packed up and sent on to them now. So that's number 2 packed, and literally these top 3 collectibles to sell, I could have done it in any order, because number 3 that I'm looking at now, again, it might be a collectible that I don't get in the store again. I love it. I always try and get them in the store, and even the seller that's buying it, like, they're so happy that I want to like throw in something free just because they were like so grateful. I would put a message there just saying, like, just showing how happy they were, and it does like make me laugh because we're both helping each other, because the collector that's deciding to buy from me is helping me like grow my business, sustain my business, and yeah, like allow me to keep doing this. So this person's giving me the impression that I'm doing them a favour, but they're also doing me a favour by allowing me to keep doing this. So I definitely want to show my appreciation to them as well. But yeah, let me show you what it is. So there'll be a year on the back of it. Let's have a look. So it's Toy Figures, which is like it's an official belt, but it's a 2007 John Cena metal and leather wrestling belt. Really nice belt. There are on these belts, you do get marks on them, just from like where, and because it's leather, obviously the more it gets folded, it will get creases and stuff. And you can see on the front of the belt there are a few what's it called? There are a few jewels missing, red jewels just on like the outside. But they can be replaced. You're not going to get the originals, and I've got it upside down, but let me show you. I do really like them. If you are buying these, I'd always suggest to look out for the embroidery on the back, just so you know you're buying officials, because I am starting to see a lot more. And even on that my Instagram, I'm getting a lot of messages from people in like Pakistan saying they can make these, and I've seen the quality of them, and they look like they'll just break apart as soon as you touch them. So yeah, it, I'd go two ways. Where if you want them, if you just want something cheap as a display, I'd suggest buying the official plastic and foam belts that are made and licensed by WWE, just because they are good quality and they still look like really nice. But then if you are wanting the metal and leather ones, I would suggest like save the money, because just put the money away, put like £10 a month aside until you can afford it, because you'll be disappointed with these like knockoffs that you're buying. Like say with football shirts, you can buy knockoffs that are really good to be like playing football in training, but I've seen the quality of the fakes and of the fake belts, and they're honestly not worth it. But yeah, really nice belt here, and I do always love getting these into the store just because they make for like such nice displays. Whether I've seen some people on Instagram that like have them hanging on brackets from the wall, and then there's obviously other people that have them fastened on shelves. And yeah, you could have like some like figures attached near it, or like a signed poster, or posters, or t-shirts. Like I've seen some like amazing displays, but this is what I'm going to throw in for them, just because I did an unboxing yesterday, and I've received like a bunch of like wrestling figures I really like, and some more Rocky Balboa figures. So there's going to be an unboxing tomorrow on that, but these were included in there. So I thought, just because of how grateful this person is, I'm going to throw these in, and hopefully they'll be buzzing with that. So yeah, I'll get that packed up and yeah, sent on to them now. So that's number 3 packed up. I still need to pack. I think there's like maybe 3 or 4 orders that I still need to pack that I've sold overnight. So I'll get them done, and then I'm going to pull what I packed out yesterday and show you some other really nice collectibles to leave the store. 2 sets. The packing is done. Like I said, it's been a manic weekend, like 20 whatever orders, 26 orders. It's been really good. So let me show you everything else that's sold, and I'll put it in the box as we do it. So Classic Superstar, Billy Graham limited edition, Classic Superstars, some of my favourite figures. They make like really nice displays. So yeah, it says a lot when this hasn't made the top 3 this week. John Cena belt, we know that. So wrestling accessory bundle. This is, can't even read my own writing. Okay, so it's a battle pack, Ryback and Jinder Mahal, boxed. This is a vintage football pennant. Again, love the football pennants. This one's a Plymouth Argyle in really good condition. Wrestling figure bundle, another wrestling figure bundle. Running out of room. Another vintage football pennant. This time it's Gillingham. This is a music t-shirt. Interesting band name. Let's see, what's this? Wrestling accessory bundle. Wrestling accessory. Wrestling belt. Wrestling accessory. Wrestling belt. Wrestling figure, Hasbro, Hulk Hogan, damaged mechanism, but still in good condition. Wrestling accessory, this is Ultimate Warrior, metal figure, box. What else have we got? So this is a Heat Series, I think it's Series 3, Perry Saturn wrestling figure. Stargate. So this was an interesting one. This has actually gone on my Instagram highlights just because they don't always go into the store, and I really like the TV series Stargate. It tells us a lot about the future. But yeah, this is 3 vintage action figures Stargate boxed in really good condition. This is wrestling accessory, and we finish, I think we finish with, oh no, we don't finish actually. So this is a bundle of 2000 AD vintage comics. I think there's like, I don't know, 50 comics or something in there. So yeah, they're going out too. And then we had this Hard Rock Pin Cafe cell and this Hard Rock Pin Cafe cell. Two really nice pin badges. But just because they're small, and I'm currently adding them onto my multi listing. They're all at my house at the minute, so they also sold. But two really nice sales. That tops off a good weekend, really. But yeah, if you've got this far and you've watched, massive thanks for watching. Give this video a like, and yeah, leave a comment. Let me know like what collectibles you enjoy collecting, and out of all these orders leaving the store, what's your favourite? Yeah, time for me to go to the post office now. Have a good day.